Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and visiting with me. Today I'm going to be working on a layout for my son's traveler's notebook. I don't know, to be honest, if this classifies as a traveler's notebook. I know that they make them in different sizes. This is a 6x8 and I recently released a video showing you how I created these notebooks. I created 3 scrap therapy books, one of course for myself and then 2 for 2 crafty friends. So I'm just gonna call it my son's traveler's notebook, even though I feel like it's not a traveler's notebook size, but who knows. Anyways, um what was I gonna say, because I totally just lost my train of thought. Okay, so maybe you're new to my channel and you don't know. Last year I recorded or documented the entire year for my daughter. I made a traveler's notebook for her, and although I kept the family events documented separately, I also documented their individuality. Such a big word. I hope I pronounced it right. So for example, if they got like if she got an award at school, or she did some events by herself, or just silly pictures of like that single picture that you take and then you're like wondering where you should put it. I kind of made the traveler's notebook all about her and some of the things that she did for last year. So one day, I don't know how, I was chit-chatting about it. I don't even remember with who, because it was so long ago. But I was chit-chatting to somebody about doing the flip through. And FYI, in case you guys are interested, the flip through is in the traveler's notebook playlist in case you want to see it. And my son heard me and he's like, well, where's mine? And I joked back, like I gave him like a joking answer, because I wasn't sure if he was really wanting one or if he was just messing with me. So then I felt bad and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do one for him. And so I decided to make one. Everything is handmade. You guys can see, um, like I said, I showed a video recently on how I made these traveler's notebooks, although his is a traveler's notebook and then the other ones are like scrap therapy books. But anyways, they're the same size, 6x8. And today I'm going to be working on his first layout. So I just took the flimsiest paper, you guys. It came on a sketching pad, and my daughter had used most of the pages, but she still had like a few blank pages left, and I was like, no, you can't get rid of that, because we decluttered her bookcase. And I was like, no, don't throw it, there's papers there that you can still use or whatever. So I decided to rip out the blank pages, but because it was so flimsy, I ended up putting like glued 2 on top of each other. You guys have already seen that earlier on the video. It's just that I'm chit-chatting and ranting and telling you a backstory, and I'm not really showing you what I'm doing currently in the video. But anyways, flimsy paper, but I didn't want it to go to waste, so I backed it with the second sheet, and then I took my textured paste, and you guys saw I used the stencil from Tim Holtz, and it's the burlap stencil. And now it is dry, and I'm going to begin working on creating the cluster for my picture. So this picture was his wrestling portrait from earlier this year. The teams do like their team pictures, but then the guys get to take individual pictures if they choose to. So that's what this one is. And I feel like honestly this is gonna be a challenge for me, you guys, because it's gonna be just tough because I do not know, and I'm gonna stick to it. Like I said, I want to make an effort to make a notebook for him to document the year for him, but I do feel like it's gonna be hard for me because I don't know how to embellish for a male, if that makes sense. Um, all the embellishments and decorative pieces that I have, like all my ephemera and my cutouts, are very girly. So I feel like this is gonna challenge me to be creative and figure out a way to decorate without adding butterflies and flowers and pinks and colors like that. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it, but I'm gonna try. So I don't want just basic layouts. So I feel like I'll share the flip through with you guys whenever it is that I'm done, but I may not necessarily share every single layout because it's gonna be repetitive. I feel like I'm gonna end up using um, a lot of the same materials, and I know that um, I don't know. I get bored after a while, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to be showing you guys the same thing over and over, especially if I'm using the same stuff. So I don't know that I'll share everything. I know that so far I have two different layouts. You guys should see one coming up in a few days. So then the rest of the stuff I'm gonna work off camera by myself. You guys know how I like to decompress by just playing by myself, basically. So I'm creating a little cluster with a bunch of scraps of paper. And again, keep in mind that I'm trying to keep um, I don't want to say like masculine colors, but I want to, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it is. Like, I just don't want to make it too girly, if that makes sense. I want to be able to, like, we have our family pictures, and then they can either take these when they move out, or I can hold on to them until whenever. I don't know. These I have no problem letting go of. The family albums I'm gonna keep until I die, basically. Jeez, it just turned really dark really soon. Um, Anyways, the colors for the high school are green and yellow, and it was so hard for me to implement a green that was like the color of the uniform. So I just decided to use a little bit of the pale yellow to peek out of the back. One of the things that I wanted to mention is that, remember, well, I say remember, but I know that some of you guys haven't been here and are recently new. So I feel like I have to update and constantly repeat myself. Um, Whenever I have scraps, so I keep a little drawer that's probably like a 10 by 10 drawer in my craft area, and I throw all my scraps in there. I'd like to divide my scraps in 3 sections. And if you guys want to go more further in detail, you guys are just going to have to search the video where I use my scraps. Any video that shows my scraps of paper projects, it talks about the different sizes that I keep. So I like to keep them in 3 groups. My weirdos, or no, not weirdos and randos, because they're random. So that's one category. Those are like short and stubby, and just kind of different sizes for that. That's group 1. And then I have group 2, long and skinny. Those are usually like my brand strips, or just long and skinny pieces of scraps. And then I have the the bigger ones that honestly I don't even name that group. I haven't named that one just yet. But those are the bigger pieces, and I'm saying all this to tell you that I know you didn't see it on screen, but those are the pieces that I'm using to back up this picture because they are a little bit bigger. I can cover at least two sides of the picture and have them peeking from the back. I hope that makes sense. So I am going to, it looks like I've already finished the little cluster in the back, or the little pieces of paper. I'm also bending, folding, ripping, roughing it up because I want it to look like it's for a boy rough, or not necessarily for a boy, but it actually makes the picture look like it's older, like torn, if that's, if those are descriptions, because I can't I can't think of anything right now. So you guys will see me play with the edges, just trying to rough them up, bend them, fold them, um, any of that. So I decided to use a tag. This is from Felicity Jane, black and white with black polka dots. I added a little bit of thread, going to trim it a little bit, and I'm still folding those edges, just trying to make them, look a little bit vintage. One of the things that I decided that work, well, not decided, but one of the things that works for me when I'm doing clusters like this is that you don't want to adhere your picture on all four corners, because I like to tuck papers while I'm still figuring what it is that I want to use. So I've been putting, and I know you guys probably know this, but I've been putting adhesive just on the center and then placing it, and then I just come in and tuck or move around those pieces of paper for the background. I am going to use the Pastel Dreams palette from Prima Marketing, and I'm using that yellow because I want that to be in the background between the paste that I used earlier. So I'm just gonna play around. If you guys see, I'm kind of measuring to see where the picture's coming out from, so that at least there's just a little hint of that yellow. I don't want it to overpower the picture. So just dabbing slowly. Honestly, it's not even much. And most of it is gonna be covered a little bit, so I'm not too worried about it. And honestly, I'm not concerned about how much is in there. So I keep moving my picture back into the frame where I want it to go, just so that I could see again, how much do I need to add, or do I need to stop adding yellow to it. And then besides the watercolor, I'm also going to be bringing black gesso, and I'm going to create some splatter for the background as well. I'm just finishing up the yellow, trying to clean up as I go. There's the black gesso. Gonna add a little bit of water, and then I thought it was too pale, and so I added black acrylic paint to the mixture, and just adding more water so that it thins a little bit. And then I'm going to create my splatter. Let's see. Sorry, by the way, that if you guys feel like I talk too much. Sometimes I feel like I get so wrapped up in the story of the pictures that honestly don't even tell you guys anything that has to do with what it is that I'm doing on video. So sorry about that if you guys are, if that's not your crafty idea of a crafty video. Um, if you do have any questions, materials or whatever that I use, you guys know I say this all the time. Ask me your questions in the comments below. My channel is still relatively small, so I have and I do respond or acknowledge every single comment that comes in. So it may not be right away because obviously I do have a full-time job, and yeah, it's crazy. So but I want you to, I say that, but I want you to know that I do answer. So that's what my splatter looks like. I am gonna clean up, I think, yeah, because I have a mat and I never use it. so so um gonna make sure that it's all cleaned, bring my picture over, and then we are ready to adhere everything. Of course you guys don't see it on video, but I did let things dry in between, so I know that it looks like, oh, the splatter was just done and you're already adhering it. No, to make the video short, and I know it may be a little bit jumpy, I trim it so that you guys are not here. You know, everybody's got stuff to do. So adding a little number, that's not his wrestling number, by the way, that's just a little ticket number that I found in my ephemera. I'm gonna tuck that, and then I'm adding a little label on that left, which the black tied in the black of the word journey. And the journey for my son's wrestling has been a good one. He is very lucky that he has a dad that, I don't know if I told you guys, but Mike volunteered to be a wrestling assistant coach for the high school. I know that's sometimes tough, and he even says that it's tough differentiating the line between a parent and a coach, but I think it's super sweet that he's interested in the things that of course his son is interested in, and it helps develop him to increase his potential. So it's been a long journey. He's been wrestling since 7th grade for the high school, because the middle schools around here don't have a wrestling program, so they automatically get tucked in with their high school teams. So anyways, I've already adhered the picture, you guys. I'm just gonna be bending, playing around, trying to do the finishing touches. And now that I am pretty sure, 98% sure that I'm done with this layout, I'm just gonna go back, and now I'm gonna add liquid glue to the current corners that were not adhered. And this is my first layout. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. And I'm just gonna finish here, adding a little bit of black enamel dots, hiding them and tucking them in the corners of the pictures and between the layers of the paper as well. And that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good week. Bye.